For me, northern Norway is like a vast backyard. There are so many amazing mountains that I've come to realize that I will not have time to visit all of them. And it's a comforting thought, because I've basically found my endless playground. The mountains I choose to explore, I can reach by car, boat and foot. So I don't have to fly across the continents to find amazing adventures. Some time ago, I came across this promising looking valley in a place called Øksfjord, which holds the northernmost glacier and the last kilometer-high mountains of the Scandies range. This valley could only be accessed by foot after a ferry ride, and it seemed to have riding potential in every aspect, and a view to the ocean. The plan was simple: drive as far as possible, then take the ferry to the closest village, continue by foot up to the valley, camp, explore and ride in the mountains. But what we saw from the boat was nothing short from a devastation. There was almost no snow. It was beyond our comprehension why there was way less snow in this particular valley than the ones next to it. This was not the snowy paradise I had imagined.
Mitäs sitten tehdään? Go back?
Well, we did. We made a quick decision to stay on this ferry and return to square one. At least we would find snow in the other valleys and maybe even something to ride.
Check.
I decided to climb a couloir on one of the higher peaks to get an idea how high we needed to go to find good snow. Halfway up, I decided to turn back.
Tullut koko mäki alas ja lumi on märkää. Vähän en tiedä, mitähän mä olisin 2/3 ylöspäin. Ei tätä kovin häälitä näytä. Ei tätä hyvää laskea. Ei tässä ole mitään järkeä. Mä tuun pois täältä.
It was frustrating. I understood then that every line the sun had touched was already gone. We needed to find something that was facing north, but we had not seen anything, nor we could find anything on the map either. Everything seemed to fall into pieces again. We had already made one attempt earlier this spring, but had to pull out because of a sketchy snowpack and approaching storm without even getting a glimpse of the valley. Then we had been a team of 4, but now there was only 2 of us left. This adventure was developing into a journey without a destination. I started to think what was the sense of it all anyway. I had been dreaming of discovering something new and special. But let's face it, I was looking for just another crack in the wall. And at that moment, it felt like the most useless thing to do. As I was dwelling in these bleak thoughts, I recalled a quote from Yvon Chouinard. "True adventure begins when everything goes wrong." It was a thought to embrace. We remembered something from yesterday's ferry cruise in the back of one of the fjords. We saw a glimpse of a completely straight line in the mountainside, and it stood out from the distant wall, but we had no idea if it went through or how to even get there. But it was facing north, and it was our only hope now. There was no roads or ferries going into that valley, and it was too far and too uncertain to cross the glacier and mountains by foot. Basically, our only option was to try to convince the local fisherman to take us there with a boat. After asking around in the small village, we were told to ask from a man called Örjan. To our surprise, he didn't even blink nor question our endeavor, and promised to take us there first thing the next morning. Örjan dropped us off at the end of the fjord and wished us good luck. As his boat disappeared into the horizon, we felt very disconnected, isolated, and alone. It felt intimidating, but yet peaceful at the same time. A man and his boat was our only connection and way back to the civilization. We started hiking, and to our surprise, found dry snow only 100 meters up from the fjord. This valley again seemed to have much more snow, and it was way colder too. Our hopes went up as we got closer to the line. It looked way better than we could have hoped. Only problem now were the cornices hanging above the line. In the spring sun, they looked like loaded guns pointed straight into the ramp, and I didn't want to have any extra tension for the climb. So we decided to return the next night when the cornices were frozen again, and hopefully ride it at first light. I started the approach from our little base around 11 p.m. There was supposed to be a solid high pressure, but the clouds were gathering again. Tästä mennään. Tonne noin. At times, I got scared of the snow. It was so deep and partly steep, and I was tired and dehydrated. But I didn't want to back out now, even if I was freaking out a little bit. We were finally onto something, and my gut feeling was still pretty good. I tried to tell myself that these were probably normal doubts that you go through, hiking alone in the middle of the night. And there was no actual signs of instability anywhere. So I calmed down and continued. Tuolta tultiin Vuonenrannasta. Ja tolle ollaan menossa. Vielä olisi vähän matkaa. Toukokuun 12. päivä ja kello on kohta 2 yöllä. Lunta on uimisen verran. Katsotaan jaksaako ylös asti. At 4 a.m., I was relieved to stand on the col. Topissa. Keli on Norjan partly sunny, eli enimmäkseen aurinkoinen. Tunnettua kamaa. Oli ihan hirveä kahlaus. Yksin noustu tommonen. Aika kova homma, mutta siistiä olla täällä topissa. Okei, 10 sekkaa. Jausa. Yes! Oli pikkusen hyvällä lumella. I felt extremely happy as we started cooking breakfast and waiting for Örjan's return. This trip definitely took a little faith. But I guess the best memories need some twists and turns to become the unforgettable ones. Those few successful seconds on the line really made the trip. I've come to realize that it's about those few precious seconds we chase. They are the spark of adventures.